We just got a MacBook Pro. This is the A20-3476 2013 MacBook Pro 13-inch, and the computer does not power on. When you plug the charger in, it turns green, but sometimes the green blinks, so it's not a steady green. But at times you plug the charger in and the green is steady. The first thing I did was change the DC in board just to rule it out. This one here, and that did not solve the problem, so we're gonna go ahead and start testing to see what's going on with the board. What I want to do now is test the 3.42 volts rail just to make sure it's giving us the right voltage, and then afterwards we'll test PP-G3 hot. Let's look for 3V42, PP3V42 G3 hot, and that's our 3.42 volts line. We can test it from right over here. 3.42, perfect. Now let's go ahead and test PP bus G3 hot. And we should get something around 12.5, 12.58. And we can do that from one of those two components here. Look at that, we're getting 4.1 volts. 4.1 volts is not 12.5. Let's test one more time. 4.1, the bottom side of the component. 4.1, and the other component. 4.1. So we have a problem. Okay, let's take a look at U7100. We're gonna test several points of that IC, and then we'll take it from there. So let's locate where U7100 is. Let's go ahead and test for charger AC in. We should get something around 4 volts. Pin number 3, that's good. Let me test pin number 2, which is charger DC in. We should get something around 16, 17 volts. That's good. And then we're gonna test SMC, BC, AC, okay, it should be good, but let's test it anyway. It should be somewhere around 3.4. That's good. And then we're gonna test, I'm just reading down the list to see what else is important. Pin number 12 is 3.42 volts, so we should get 3.42 volts on pin number 12. Pin number 12 should be right over here. Yes, that's good. Let's test VDD and VDDP. Should be around 5 volts, 5.1 volts. That's pin number 19 and 20. So pin number 19 is right over here. Pin number 20 is right over here. We should get 5.1 volts. We're getting 5.4 volts. I don't think it's a big deal. It's a little higher than usual, but not something that could cause problems. We're gonna test the current sense resistors just to make sure they are good. R7121, R7122, we should get a combination of 20 ohms. And then we have R7151, R7152, we should get a combination of about 2.2 ohms. So let's see. R7121, R7122. Meter in ohms mode, and we are getting 20 ohms. So that's good. And the other two resistors, we have 2.4 here, we have 0 here, but down at the bottom here we have around 4.1. Should be somewhere around 2.2 or 2.4. We're getting 4.1. I do not want to rule this as the cause of the problem yet. Values are very minimal. It could be that we have a bad ISL chip. Let's take a look at the rest of the board just to make sure there's no corrosion or something going on. Like here. Just making sure there's nothing unusual on the board, and especially near the SMC area. But let's check the whole board. And if I do not find anything unusual on the board, then we're gonna go ahead and replace the ISL chip. That's probably what's causing the problem. We have all the right voltages on the ISL chip, so the output is very low, and that could be caused by a bad ISL chip. This is the SMC chip. We have corrosion here. What's this? Let's take a look. And our corrosion is right here. The bottom 2 pins should not be touching the top 2 pins, and because of the corrosion, the components are probably shorting out. 3v3 SO, that's a very, very important rail. I'm gonna clean it with a brush for the time being. And then we'll just add some flux and apply heat here so we can get rid of this corrosion. Okay, that should be enough. Now we may have some corrosion under the SMC chip, it's possible, in which case we may have to reflow the SMC chip or even do an ultrasonic, but for the time being I do not want to do that. I do not want to spend unnecessary time working on this board. We have a MacBook Air that just came in also that we will be working on probably in the next video, or maybe I'll include it in this video, I don't know. Let's keep going. Oh, what's this? P5VS4. Okay. Based on the diagram, this is the P5VS4 underscore VBST. Let's go ahead and clean it and test to make sure the capacitor is not shorted. I do not know if this can prevent the system from turning on, but okay, so this capacitor is gone. We need to change it. See, it's bad. What's the value on this capacitor? This is the C7524. C7524. What's the value on this? This is 0.1 microfarad and 402. Great enough. Okay, so 100 NF or 0.1 UF is this one over here. Looks like we may have to run jumper wires to restore those pads, but let's see. I think we should be okay. Look at that, we dropped a lot of them. Okay, this is not even the right size one. Hello, how are you?
Pretty good. I need a charging cable.
It shows 402 on the schematic. The size shows as 402. Right here. C7524. C7524, and this is for which board? 3437. This is it. Okay, let's get the 603. Yeah, that's more like it. So meter in continuity mode, I want to make sure the component is continuous. That's good. And that's good. So let's keep moving. So this side of the board is all done. Let's check the front side of the board. It's a little bit dirty, but not a big deal. All right. Let's test. If the board does not work, I'll change the ISL chip and test again. But for now, let's see if the changes that we did will fix the problem. So we have a green light. CPU is not getting hot, which means the board did not turn on and there's no fan spin. So we're still getting 4.1 volts on PP bus G3 hot. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the ISL chip and we'll see if that will fix the problem. The stuff that we did, we had to do because the capacitor was obviously bad and we had to change it. And there was corrosion next to the SMC area that we had to take care of. So this stuff we had to do, but for now, let's go ahead and change the ISL chip. And I pray that we have some left in stock. ISL 6259. And we have none. We have none. I'll take it off a donor board. Let's remove this one, which is the customer's board. And let's get the ISL chip from a donor board. I have the 823115 board that we can extract it from. Right there. Okay, so let's test again. And look at that. The board is working. See the fan spin? And like I guessed from the beginning, the problem is the ISL chip, but we had to take care of whatever we found wrong on the board before we fixed the ISL chip. And now the board is working. Again, this is the fan spin here. And let's go ahead and test PPG3 hot. It was given us 4.1 volts. Let's see how much it's given now. So if we test here. And look at that, now we are getting 12.58 volts. Perfect, the board is working. I'm gonna give it to Big Boss to assemble it, and we'll finish off the video with testing the laptop. Right, so MacBook is working and everything is good. We're gonna call the customer to come and pick up, and we're gonna be working on another MacBook that came in today. It's a MacBook Air that has a RAM issue. Random access memory is soldered onto the board. For now, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.